It says here, avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded.
Yeah, I think we did that last time too. Am I being recorded, Jeff?
You're being recorded, Dave. So let's avoid legal snags. Let's avoid legal snacks. We're going to avoid all legal snacks. And you are being recorded, sir.
And this is episode 255 of the only podcast on the net dedicated 100% to the greatest game in the world.
Advanced squad leader. Advanced squad leader. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Dave.
And here we are. We're back again, Dave. Boy, we will not die.
There's just so much to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. And it's been a busy week. How have things been with you?
Okay. Oh, you know what is kind of a little bit new? I started reading The Sand Pebbles. I think I sent you
yes, you did.
a notification about. Don't you have that book too?
I have that book, and I read that book in high school. It was just about the time when I first really discovered how much fun reading was, and that was one of the first adult books that I read, and I loved it.
It's of course, its view on foreigners is dated.
Yeah, as you would expect. Yeah.
Correct.
Written in 1962 by Richard McKenna, and later, of course, turned into a good movie. I really liked the movie with starring Steve McQueen and Richard Crenna and others. Let's see, who played Po Han? That great Japanese actor.
Boy, how do you even remember the name? Yeah, he was the main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was I think his name is Maki or something like that. He's one word name.
Oh, he later on was in Conan the Barbarian.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That is correcto. Yeah. Yeah, great book. Are you enjoying the book so far? I mean, other than the datedness of it.
Yeah, so far. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some terms I don't understand, which is okay. Naval terms and.
Yeah, oddly, it's one of the books that is recommended reading when you are in naval training, officer training.
Oh, could make some sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's on that list. It's on the short list of good books. Maybe because there are so few. Mutiny on the Bounty. They probably don't recommend Mutiny on the Bounty. Or
probably not.
Titanic is probably not on the list. Yeah, I'm kind of between books right now. I just finished Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky.
You did?
Yes. I have not read that before. And
how many years did that take?
It only took me, it took 2 months, way longer than I thought. I started off at a really good pace, but then just things come up. The more determined I am to make time to read every day, the more things come up to keep me from reading every day. So.
Well, and we're also reading the National Review and the Atlantic, both.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And I still get military history monthly, almost monthly. So try to put in plus the rules to Dinant from Quad to Guerre.
Yes, from Quad. Are we going to go through the entire episode saying Quad?
I think we are, Donald. I think we are.
Who's Donald?
Donald Duck.
Oh, okay.
All right, listeners, did anyone else get that reference? I thought it was a good one. Hey, what's on my shirt?
I thought you were talking about our president.
No.
I thought he doesn't talk like that.
What's on my shirt?
That looks like the Golden Arches of St. Louis, the ASL club.
That's right. And I was telling Jeff, these shirts are always better on the back, so.
Beautiful. Oh, yes. 2015 St. Louis tournament. That's a great shirt. I should have worn mine.
Sorry, headphones were out. Sorry.
We've got I should have worn my shirt. It's upstairs in the closet. Freshly pressed.
That's an item on our agenda. We have 2 agenda items. A update from the St. Louis Club and this little gem.
That's a beauty. Look at that. That looks like some box art.
Well, we're not going to do box art review, and I don't think tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Not on this episode. Interview will be about half an hour with Jim Burris.
Yes, looking forward to that. That was a good interview. Looking forward to sharing that, I should say. Yeah. Yeah. And we've been playing a little ASL. I'm glad to say a couple of times a week I've been playing, which is more than I have played in a long time. And you have shorter stints, 2 hours or so at a time. But I've been enjoying our regular meetings as we're working our way through the Operation Watchtower scenarios. That's been fun.
Yeah, and I think we neglected to record ourselves after our last game.
Well, I threw in the towel.
After action report. Well, we still could have been a discussion.
I guess we could have. Yeah.
Always a discussion, especially if it didn't go well. Why and what players could do differently.
Yeah.
And I do have scenarios over here still. I have done with Dave Timonen, and I have not recorded those either on Skype. So I think I would save those for what you've been playing lately and just do my view of them, probably.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't look 255, 256. We're hoping to get in Dave Goldman. ASL Open was a tourney, and maybe the show after that. You're looking at October already.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and
should we jump in?
Let's jump.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I've played with Rich Spilkey. I got Rich set up with Vassal, and we played the Guards counterattack, which was very good, just to learn the tricks of using Vassal. And he showed me some stuff that Mike Stubitz showed him that I'll have to show you next time we play. Some tips and tricks for moving stacks and rearranging counters. And
we want to share it with the listeners too.
I hope I'll remember everything when that comes up.
Oh, you see, Jeff, the trick to that is you need to take extensive notes, like I've done.
Oh my God! Look, what language is that, Dave?
That's my scribble while playing Vassal.
Oh my gosh!
On the inside of a Wisecam box. So maybe we'll save those tips. We should get to them though. Our job is to help teach people, Jeff. It's the closest thing I had. Didn't have to get up.
I know what to get you for Christmas.
Oh,
paper. It's called paper.
Yeah, there's a whole stack right there.
Yeah.
That I don't.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Way right above King and Country.
Yeah.
Right. So, but tonight is about Croix de Guerre.
Croix de Guerre. Let's jump right in there.
Counters then? Oh, it's what do we call this segment, Jeff?
Oh, this segment is called What? Is it coming through? What?
Yes.
What's in the box? Dave.
I don't
Dave.
What?
Dave.
What?
Oh.
What's
in the box?
The box.
I noticed that Derek Ritter did a little video on.
Everyone's doing them, Jeff.
Pretty soon, as I predicted this 10 years ago, someday everybody will have their own channel and they won't have time to watch anything because everybody will be starring in their own show.
You did predict this.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And now so many people are just uploading videos and streaming. And anyway, I noticed that Derek has a little segment that he calls What's in the Box?
In honor of us.
I'm honored. I'd rather have the money, but I'm honored.
And of course, that's Derek who?
Derek Ritter from Ritter Krieg. Go to ritterkrieg.com, everybody. Listen, stop listening to us. Get over to ritterkrieg.com right now. Order some cool ASL stuff. Make your time in quarantine a happy time, a productive time, a joyous time. Order some ASL from Ritter Krieg.
Lots of stuff that he sent us to get to too. So
Yeah. So you showed us the box. What's in the box, Dave?
Well, do you want to start with let's quick look at scenarios. We won't do a deep dive. I thought maybe I could just kind of read off some titles, see if I can remember which ones came from the original Croix de Guerre or the second version with Dinant. Strangers in a Strange Land. This is number 75. This little beauty. That's an original. End of the Ninth. That's another original. Le Harrison you will find inside. You will find Encounter at Connemont.
And who did these scenarios? Are you going to give credit where credit is due?
No, Steve Swan, Bill Sizzler. This one's not listed.
I'll take credit for that one.
Connemont. Oh, well, this one says it's been updated, but I think those four all are from the original game. Bridge of the Seven Planets from the original game. I distinctly remember this. Play Ball.
That's an interesting scenario title. Bridge of the Seven Planets. Yeah. Wow.
It's been around a long time now from the original game.
I wonder why they call it that.
Hey, this one.
That.
There's a reason, but I can't remember now. And these are fairly larger, but we won't go into all that detail. We're just taking a quick what's new. Yeah. Bob McNamara, Play Ball. Bob McNamara, that's a name. We want to interview him. He is one of the original Avalon Hill ASL guys. Fratricidal Fighting. I think Brian Martuzis, we interviewed him. He goes way back too. He For Honor Alone. That was an original. Oh, I think you can tell from the numbers. Yeah. Do you actually have your original?
I have an archive here that was given to us. So what are the scenario numbers?
75 through 81. You know what? I can tell. You know what the giveaway is here? No, they're just ASL scenarios. 75 original games. Here's the tell. Those numbers end, and they jump to 231.
Okay. Okay.
So now it's very clear. So trying to guess where these were from. In Front of the Storm, this, I think, was in an annual, and Chance d'Une Affair. This was in, it actually says here, issued as U. There was the series that were the Alphabet series from the annual. And then the T series, which was the tournament, supposedly shorter scenarios. Failure to Communicate. This was in a winter offensive pack number 2. Counterstroke at Stone. This was an annual 66. So then you get through these. A lot of them updated. Means I played a lot of these. Rommel's Wake. A96. Yeah, I must have played that too. Fighting at the World's Edge, I remember. Oh, yeah. Boy, you're getting a lot. Okay, so these numbers, Jeff, go from 231 into the 252.
Wow.
Math,
yeah.
How much is that? 20?
That's 20.
21 scenarios from annuals and winter offensive packs, journals, but they're updated, a lot of them. Again, why? I don't know. Were they bad scenarios? Be interesting to go through all these 20 and see what their roar records were and see how they updated them. And then you're going to get into your Dinant. Looks good there. That's better even. That's the front. Yeah, start on the front. Yes, look at the words right there along the spine.
Vichy infantry support weapons.
Oh, how cool is that? Look at that,
wow.
Jeff. These babies are all new counter set for the Vichy French. Who were the Vichy French?
Those were the, France was a bit divided. 1 second. Got a hair poking me in the face.
That's never any good.
No. The Vichy French.
Wish I had that problem, Jeff. Wish I had
the lead. Who led the Vichy French? Was it? De Gaulle?
He did the free
Oh
French.
yeah, he did the free French.
And if you want free French counters, may I say, you would want to go to Broken Ground Design. Head right over to Broken Ground Design, get your free French counter set. So you don't have to use your old regular British to portray the free French anymore.
Oh, Pétain.
Oh, yes.
Or is it Pétain? Not sure. Marshal Philip Pétain.
I'll let you try the French names.
Yes. My French is horrible. I minored in French, and yet here I am. Can barely put two words together.
The sheet we got here is sheet 3 of 11.
Wow. Gadzooks.
No, but I love it. They're German color edges with the French colored interior. How perfect is that? And again, I love to see some of the scenarios they've got for using these guys. I know the Americans had to fight some of them wherever they were, right? Some were in Africa. And it looks like a full complement of elites, first lines I see here. I see right there. Green.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, the weapons.
Elites, first lines, and greens.
Yeah.
Squads and half squads. Plenty of crews there.
And leaders, all the weapons. And down in the bottom corner, though, that's new. I've never seen those before.
Oh, supply shortage counters. Yeah, in a good supply of supply shortage counters. There are plenty of shortage counters.
And these so far are popping right out of the grids here on me. They're real easy. One just fell to the floor. They're real easy to pop out. You're not going to have all the tattered corners. And if you did, you could use the C4 corner cutter.
There's a blast from the past.
Yeah, to trim your counters. But these things are just, what do you call it, die cut? Really, really well. Yeah. So that's one sheet. You got more sheets?
Let's see what else I got here. Let me go back to my sharing.
Well, of course, a lot of them are just reissues of the French.
Yeah, and we also want to not just show, but we want to tell, because some people are not watching this. Probably many people are not watching this.
Yeah, we can't tell much more about those supply shortage counters at the moment. I didn't come across them in the rules yet. But I've never seen markers like those. Next sheet up.
Sheet 8. This
8?
is the back of sheet 8. These are not in order.
Sorry.
Let me.
Well, I'm the one that sent those to you.
Yeah.
The 8 is just called Croix de Guerre, sheet 8 of 11 front. It is probably, reprint. I don't remember there being German counters coming in with Croix de Guerre, but they may have been. So that sheet has the Germans on that side, yep, upper corner, and then just the the French vehicles. Yep. So I don't think there's a whole lot of time we got to spend on that. You do get 2 sniper counters for the French in there, on that lower corner, and the concealments for the vehicles and all that, the large size mortars. So that's probably just a standard reissue, maybe with the Germans being added. No, I don't know, because, well, yeah, here's the rub. Got another sheet there, Jeff? We don't probably need to see the back of that one.
Okay. Let's see. That's the front and back of sheet 3. I think that's. Oh, here.
That is 10 of 11. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of miscellaneous things, foxholes, shell holes, No move counters, I suppose, for playing at night.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of debris.
Yeah, now the debris were originally issued, I believe, in Bounding Fire Productions. Bounding Fire Productions. Let's just go out on a limb here. Were the first time those appeared with the Pacific game that they put out. I think they were.
Blood and Jungle?
I think so. Blood and Jungle.
Okay.
I think so. But the idea came
That's
about.
painful, by the way.
What?
That's painful.
The bell?
Yeah, maybe just move it a little farther from the microphone. Kind of hurts my teeth. Yeah. Don't do it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The debris counters. Yeah, they had them with them. They idea first appeared with the Red Barricades. I'll also go out on a limb and say that's true. There's these interesting railroad at the bottom, and railroad.
Oh, railroad. There. Yes, I see them. Yep.
Yeah. Underpass, railroad underpass, and a road tunnel. I did read some of the rules about those. It's a unique terrain feature for Dinant.
Definitely want to play that.
With the
underpass. There's probably 5 pages of rules for the underpass.
Maybe a little longer than some, but no, it's not that bad. Again, we're going to look at another counter sheet there.
Yeah, and we're done with this. Lots of burnt out wreck counters. Oh, that's important. All right, let's see what else we've got.
Games, yeah. Oh, that one looks like sheet 11 of 11. Your location control counters and breaches. Again, we already have some of those in other games, but
burnt out woods.
See?
Yeah. Yes, haven't seen that before.
No, have never seen burnt out woods. Makes a lot of sense. Again, if you're playing the campaign game, right?
Yeah, right.
And there's a fire in the woods overnight, next day, rain, whatever. It's going to have a different terrain feature, and I haven't read those rules yet either.
Then there's boats and pontoon bridges.
Yeah, different. Boy, I like those pontoon counters.
Yeah.
They actually look more like pontoons than the original counters, which maybe they were more generic for like different kinds of bridges. Otherwise, the rafts look the same.
What are these green ones in the extreme lower left-hand corner?
Yeah, that color.
Are those?
I'm guessing is
I don't recognize the color.
Is it an Allied minor or an Axis minor?
Okay, just 3 counters for it.
It could be reissues of mistakes that were in previous counters. Sometimes they sneak them in like that. I'm not sure. But there's another unique counter on the other half of the. Yes, keep going up. Above the burnt out woods, the gray. What is that?
Breach. Oh, the gray there. Out of season. Does it say out of season orchard?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
With Vassal, you get that made for you automatically digitally.
Yeah.
But this actually has a photograph in it, if you notice. That's rows and rows of trees that are leafless, of course. But that's a unique kind of a look for a counter for ASL.
Yeah.
So,
very different.
You can imagine rows. It looks more like a photograph than a symbol. Yep, and the back sides, I don't know if you need to show. Well, it's kind of cool if you can flip to it, Jeff. The back side of the pontoon bridges, that looks kind of new. There's some drift counters in there.
Gutted counters. Did you see those?
Yeah, gutted. Yep. Originally, you had gutted counters a lot with the um, red barricade stuff, and those pontoon bridges. Look at that. That says 16-ton bridge. Looks all assembled. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Yep. And did you also get Jeff sheet 9 of 11, or did we already?
Let's see.
It looks like all German stuff.
I did not.
Okay. Maybe go back to my screen.
Okay.
I'm just not sure, but it says Dinant vehicles, German vehicles. So I don't know if, well, we could tell from the titles, Panzer IIF, PZ-38. Maybe we needed more. Oh, yeah, it looks like maybe we needed a lot more of these smaller vehicles to play the campaign game or something. Dinant. But so that sheet, and then the others that we weren't showing are like just the normal ones, like your French right here. Have to assume that it runs the same as the original stuff. You got another counter sheet of German infantry, machine guns, radios, leaders, concealment markers. In the what do you call it? Not capital letters, but small letters.
Lowercase.
Lowercase. So I know in my original sets of ASL counters, I have lowercase of lots of things, but probably newer players can now expand their concealment counter quantity by a lot. So you get the French vehicles here and free, oh no, look at that, free French infantry. Also now put out not just by Broken Ground Design. Although Broken Ground Design, Jeff, would have colorful counters.
They would, yes.
Not these boring black and white ones. But there are now another set of free French. Do I have to make another tray then?
I think you're going to have to, Dave. Take advantage of these times that we're living in and get your trays sorted out, will you?
Remember how many trays I made?
You're going to be, you know,
the
end of COVID is going to come around and you're going to be disappointed because you just didn't get enough of your trays done.
I'm going to have to hang around with real life people again. Free French, yep. Support weapons, a whole sheet of them. And Croix de Guerre, this would be the original French. That's another sheet 2 of 11. And something unique, sheet 5 of 11. Yeah, it's the rest of your French, stuff.
Yeah.
Some unique counters for, must be the campaign game. Can you read that? Do I have that right? Exit.
I see. Exit VP, yeah, ×1. Lift up a little bit. Yeah, exit VP ×10, exit VP ×100. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't read that yet.
Yeah, and then there's a pulley line.
Yeah, look at that.
What is that?
Line.
For hanging laundry? Is this the Italians are in here somewhere?
I am imagining
the laundry.
Sorry. I'm just, it's always harder to focus than when we're in person together with the jokes.
Yeah.
So if it's the River Meuse, I'm guessing.
So they're using this to cross the river?
Yeah, don't you guess?
I would guess so.
So there's counter scopes. One side is yellow. It says under construction because it's in construction yellow.
Yes, it is.
And the back side is just green, like go. Go, dog, go.
Yeah.
Red dog, blue dog, yellow dog. Go, dog, go. You don't know that book?
It's been a while. It's on my list. It's Is that Dostoevsky too?
And then we sent you something else. You have a map. I thought maybe you could pull that map up.
Oh, yes, I do.
Now I realize there's 2 sheets with maps on them. I thought that was only one. There's board 43. While Jeff's looking, board 43, which of course I think everyone should have already, but it originally must have come out with Croix de Guerre. I have the old box, of course, over there somewhere. So board 43, it's the one with the 4 big grain fields and the farmhouse with the fence, not a fence, stone wall around it.
Yeah.
I fought over that little space.
Yeah, I sort of remember a scenario on this board as well.
A lot in my ASL career. Yeah, with the gate there to try and get your hull down, tanks pulled up. So there's that board. And the one you have, Jeff, I think the photo of.
Yeah, let me pull this up.
There's your Dinant. It's called Dinant Rommel at the Meuse Reduced Size Map. So that's the whole map.
It's gorgeous.
It is. Look at all the rivers and river tributaries.
Yeah. And yes, up in this area.
Cities down there.
Whoa, that looks fantastic.
Isn't it cool? And I don't know if those are going to probably play as. Oh, those are roads, not river canals, of course. There's the railroad. If you can zoom in. Running along the river. It zips somewhere. It zips under the mountain or under the road. That's what those counters are for. And there's a road that dips under a mountain somewhere. Yeah, the brown is the railroad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, those are concrete roads. So that's the city down there, all those stone houses. There's this interesting parts where they go up these valleys on the other side of the river, and they just 2 deeper valleys where the roads go through with houses along both sides, and then just one side, and then into the forests that go way up on these wide open kind of plateau-like hill surfaces. So I don't know what kind of battles go on up at the top, but
looks like a lot of open space, but great for tank battles.
Yeah, there's that village up there which has 4 different colored wood buildings. You notice that, or you got me up? I can put it right here.
Yeah.
It's this village with some interesting, different colored buildings.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Light brown, dark brown. Maybe that's just an artistic license. That is.
What color would you have painted those buildings, Dave?
Yeah.
You're a man of some painting experience.
So, what time are we at, Jeff? Is that half an hour?
I think we are at, it's hard to know when we actually started recording. Oh, yes, 37 minutes we've been recording.
We better hold off on the rest of the materials for next show. That'll be looking at the replacement rules given out, and not a whole lot left. Maybe we can do box art review as we finish up this.
Yes, that'd be great.
At some of the rules that I've delved into, and then we'll go to an interview with Jim Burris.
Yes.
Of the St. Louis ASL Club.
Okay, here we go.
Louis ASL.
And I'm obliged to say that we are recording this.
Okay.
So I want to avoid legal snafus because I know.
Yeah, because I would sue is if you didn't say that, my lawyers would be right after you.
You might get the wrong impression and figure I had money that you could have, but that is in fact not the case. So here we are. I'm with Jim Burris, all the way from St. Louis.
Yes.
And Jim, it's good to see you.
Yeah, but you too, Jeff. And I'm sorry Dave couldn't join us tonight.
Yeah, Dave had something come up, so he left this up to me. So, but he sends his regards and looks forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, well, we tried to get something together where we could all make it work, but with my daughter's softball and work and everybody else's schedule, I think we're lucky to get some time in.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I have less time than I did before because with the advent of all of this video and video conferencing stuff, it's easier to meet with people. Now, I used to have a great excuse for not meeting with people, like that's too far to drive. Well, now I don't have that excuse anymore. We can meet instantly. So I've been having a lot more of these things. Are you doing a lot of video conferencing with your work?
Yes, and I'm fortunate that my profession and my job allows me to work from home or remotely as needed. So I've been able to do that, and with we do Discord. Actually, when I'm done with this, I've got some guys waiting for me to do some Discord stuff a little later.
Gaming?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. We have a guy in our group is DMing the Curse of Strahd for a few of us.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. And so as a result of the COVID thing, obviously you're doing it remotely, but how's that working out? How do you like it?
It's not like being face to face where you can hear the dice clinking in the glass.
Yeah.
Same for ASL. I've been doing I just started a few Vassal play by email games. But we have you won't get into this, but my ASL playing has dropped over the last couple years for a variety of reasons. I'm coaching my daughter's softball team. I'm playing other games, traveling for work. It just seems like getting face-to-face time is less and less of a priority for ASL. But we do still have a bunch of guys in the St. Louis area that play. We just don't get together face-to-face as much as we used to. We used to do monthly get-togethers, either like on a Saturday, and then sometimes we do after work down at the hotel where we hold the tournament. The manager would let us come in and play in the evenings, but that's just become real difficult, especially because I don't live nearby anymore. I live out west of St. Louis a ways.
Okay.
But for other gaming like the D&D that we're playing, we used to play at a game store. We'd get there around 5:30 after work. We'd play until the game store closed at 9, and we had a hard stop time. So everyone's home by 9:30 or so, and you're in bed.
Nice. Yeah.
Whereas if you're playing at a place that doesn't close, like online, you can be up until 10, 11 o'clock, and then you're pushing your bedtime.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, but the online is amazing. They've got some amazing platforms, Roll20 and D&D Beyond, that allow you to do things that you couldn't in person. You got little miniatures out on a table, and you've got your imagination. But with these electronic platforms, they've got maps that you can bring up, and images, and dice rolling program, macros you can write, and so you give something and you take something else away. You don't get to hang out with your buddies in the same room, but you get on Discord, you're talking and seeing things on the screen, and it's the next best thing. So.
Yeah, I've never tried any of those other ways of playing D&D. Mostly what we've been doing is through Discord. We'll get together, 4 of us, and then somebody will, Dave, who usually plays the dungeon master, will focus his camera on something going on the table, or we just figure it out in our heads. I'll have to try some of those other platforms at some point.
Yeah. Well, look into Roll20. It's free. You can pay for upgrades, obviously, and one of the DM did for us, and he has now the line of sight, so he'll put on everyone. If you have a torch, you can see so far. If you have night vision, you can see so far. And then my character only sees what my character sees. I don't get to see. I don't have complete knowledge.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It
actually.
is.
That's very cool.
So
yeah, and there's some. We've discovered that there are some interesting things in Vassal does that make it in some ways more attractive than playing ASL face to face. Though we do miss that.
Yes.
And that's kind of why we're talking, is because amidst all of this, all of the depression and the changing of schedules, you held up the torch. Going back to your torch.
Yeah.
Held up the torch and held your St. Louis tournament, the 23rd St. Louis tournament?
23rd. Is that right? 23rd, 24th, 23rd. Yeah, 23rd.
Yeah.
23rd annual. Yeah, that's
went ahead and did it at the end of July. Yeah, tell me about that. How did that must have been a tough decision on which way to go with that.
No, it wasn't tough for me. I was going to hold it, and if the hotel shut down, I was going to have it at my house.
Oh.
And if people wanted to come, they're welcome to come. And we had 21 ASL players show up this year. Some of the notable names: Bob Bendis was there, Rich Domovic, Wes Vaughn, Doug Kirk. So I'm going to leave somebody out. I'm just going to name past champions that were there: Craig Walters, Randy Schurz. We had a couple guys from Kansas City that were going to come but didn't come at the last minute. We had Larry Zote, Mark DeVries came down, Dave Gennard and Tom Savinovich came over from Indianapolis and Ohio. Stan Jackson was here. Just some names some people will know, and I don't have the list in front of me, so I've left somebody out that I'm. And of course, we had the local guys, a couple of local guys, Brett Avance and Jeff Ital. Local. Did Kenny show up? Kenny Willman.
Mike Stubitz Did Mike Stubitz come?
Yep. Mike came down from Chicago.
Great. Yeah.
But we've had and I'm just waiting for the day that everybody says, "Oh, I can make it this year," and then we're going to have a problem because we've had it at the same hotel every year except for 2 years. The first year where we had a bunch of guys just get together and we had it at a game store, we had 8 guys first year. And then somewhere along the way, we followed the manager of the hotel she moved to a different hotel, and we moved and followed her. Luckily, she went back to the same hotel she's at now. She was there for a year. We followed her, and then we followed her back. We didn't really particularly care for the new place. It was a Best Western near the airport, but now we're down at the Best Western Kirkwood Inn. They always do a magnificent job for us. It's an amazing hotel. Just the attention to detail that the manager. I'm just doing a little spiel for her now, but well deserved. Her staff is so friendly and all that we've been doing it there, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. But the problem is we have one conference room in the hotel, and it'll hold. I think if we squoze really hard, we can get maybe 36 in there.
Okay.
And we've had as many as 34, 35, and
wow.
and it gets tight. We may be able to get 40 in there, but that means everybody's playing 2 at a table and all that, and it gets pretty crowded. But this year we had 21, and so there was room to spread out, and not a terrible, nobody's running on top of each other. But one year everyone's gonna say, "Hey, we can make it this year," and we'll get, all the Chicago guys, all the Kansas City guys, people coming in from all over. George Turnmeyer will be in town, and he'll come over because he's been a couple times. Maurizio from Florida, he's an Italian guy that's been coming up, and he wasn't able to make it this year because he flew back from Italy within the 14-day window and had to quarantine himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He chose to, and he was sad that he wasn't able to make it. So yeah, we'll get, and when that happens, it'll be a good problem to have. But
right.
We'll find a way to rent some rooms out, and we'll have games set up in hotel rooms or something. We'll figure it out. But
the hallways, the bathrooms, it'll be like college.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw one picture. I don't know if there were a lot of pictures taken. I was on Game Squad and I did see one picture, and it looked like there was plenty of room, in the room. So that was the normal room
Yes.
that you hold the tournament in. Looked very spacious, and the guys were comfortably situated. I didn't see the plastic sneeze shields between everybody or anything like that.
Yeah, probably one of those things that we don't want to get into, but
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not. It's gonna shutting things down and stopping your life. I mean, my comment is, well, let's just all stay inside till nobody dies of anything. And I'm on the opposite end of that philosophy.
Yeah.
And we had a great tournament. I think like a friend of mine came by, and I think he wore a face mask, obviously, and I would be surprised if he didn't. He has some immunosuppression going on, and so he's kind of at risk. So wear a face mask. But I don't remember seeing anybody wearing people had face masks because you had to have them to go next door to Chili's to order some food. But beyond that, it was just a regular tournament, and I've said it once, and I tell everyone that weekend is the most fun I have all year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, but once I get everything going and I'm sitting there and I'm playing games and watching people play games and relaxing, and it just really is a lot of fun. And I tell everyone that comes to the tournament, we have a barbecue catered in on Saturday night, and we have a big raffle right after everyone's through eating. And before the raffle, I just thank everyone that contributed. Doug Kirk for his amazing job of putting together a scenario list, and the ABS for the scenarios. Jeff Ital this year and Brett Avance in previous years make the tournament plaques. I don't know if you saw pictures of those, but if you go on,
I didn't.
There's an ASL Facebook page, and Jeff Ital posted some pictures there.
Okay.
Of the plaque. They made a Char B1 bis this year for the first place trophy, and Jeff Ital put that together. And in previous years, Brett had helped out with that. But yeah, so I thank those guys, and I thank people that have contributed in any way to the tournament. But then I say I absolutely thank everyone that comes, because people come, like I mentioned, from all over, and if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have a tournament. And so, hands down, they're the people that I need to be thanking for taking the time and coming and participating to make the tournament what it is.
Yeah, and this year must have been especially enjoyable for guys because so many of us have been under the pall of lockdown since March. So to spend a weekend doing something that feels rather normal must have been a welcome change.
Yes, I'm
really?
Sure it was. Yeah. In light of it all, you shut the door, you come into the room, and it's the St. Louis tournament, and you're right in that respect, in that you're playing ASL and doing something that takes you away from all the other things that are going on.
And you were pleased with the scenario list? I took a very quick look at it, but for the most part, everybody liked it. I'm sure you probably don't get many complaints anyway.
Well, ever since Doug took over.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was doing the scenario list, there were complaints and some some oddities, because I like to put in some oddball scenarios, and like ones that have like river crossings and kind of ones that don't get a lot of play, but it's so no complaints about the scenario list, and actually there were compliments about the scenarios that were selected from a number of people, even people that because Doug will post it on Game Squad ahead of time, and people that aren't even able to make it, they're saying, wow, nice list and things like that. So
I like it's funny you should mention river crossing, because Dave and I just played a scenario from Operation Watchtower, HS2. Can't remember the name of it, but there's a river crossing in there where the Americans need to cross the river, and that was really frustratingly fun and funly frustrating. Yeah, so we had never done one of those before, so we'll probably play that one again and switch sides.
Okay.
And then usually have something at your house too? Did you have a barbecue at your house? Is that something that goes on? Or can't we talk about that?
Oh, well, no, I don't really do much at my house.
Oh, okay.
For the tournament, it's all at the hotel. We
Okay.
go down to the, um, yeah, I head down Thursday night, and then once I'm down there, everything takes place down at the hotel. We do well, and I say we've started having in January, right around the middle of the month, we have a chili cook-off where a bunch of ASL players get together and we play other games, but it's called the ASL chili cook-off, and we've done that maybe 5 years now going, where we everyone brings in a crock pot of chili. It's in the cold of the winter, and nice time for chili, nice time to get together and play some ASL. So we do that on all day on a Saturday in January. So if anyone's interested, shoot me a note and I'll let you know when that's going to be.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of mail about that.
Well, probably not, but
how did the tournament go? Bob Bendis came in first, is that
yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
So the way I run the tournament is it's on a point system. See if I remember how this works. It's all computer. I've written a computer program for it in Microsoft Excel that keeps track of everything, and I enter all the games in there. And for a win, you get 100 points, and then everybody you beat, if they go on and win, you get 10 points for each one of their wins. And if somebody beats you, you get points for their win, and that's a 1 point each for one of their wins. So it's kind of like a tiebreaker type of system where the hundreds column is your wins, the tens columns is wins on people you've beat, and then people that have beaten you, how good are they? If you got beat with somebody that's really good, you're going to get some more points in the ones column. And we didn't have a undefeated champion this year. Bob Bendis lost in round 4 to Stan Jackson. And then we went into the 5th round, and Stan was undefeated. He was the last undefeated going into the last round, and if he had beaten Doug Kirk, he would have been the number 1. And as it turned out, the way the points hashed out, Bob was able to pull ahead by 10 points ahead of Stan, and actually Doug, having beaten Stan, took 2nd place, and then Stan took 3rd. So it's all a point system set up. Granted, if you win all your games, you're going to win the tournament.
Yeah. And do you play usually at the tournament, or do you pretty much just walk
I'm
around?
The odd man out. If we have an even number of players, and that happened this year, I didn't get to play a single game.
Oh my
we had
gosh.
an even number of players every round, so I didn't play any rounds. But that gives me time to kind of wander around the room and play other games. Like if my niece comes over, or other people, other friends that are non-ASL players will come in, and we'll set up a little game of something here or there and play it. Or when some of the players are done early in the evening, we'll play something else. But it gives me an opportunity to kind of relax and not have to be focused on a game. And typically I don't play I play toward the bottom. I don't play people that are undefeated, or because I don't compete in the tournament. I'm just there to kind of pick up games for odd numbers of players. One year, Wes Vaughn came in late. He was running late, and he was the odd man out, and he was forced to play me, and I ended up beating him, and 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 that kind of you put a loss on his record and right off the bat, because whenever I play to win, and I don't throw the game to anybody. So
good for you.
Excuse me for a second. My wife is waving to me. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Is that where you're going to go down there for a little bit then? Okay. All right. Well, okay. There were a few people going in and out, so it's not going to be really crowded. So you can go in and hang out and probably not see Morgan, because I doubt if she'll be there. But if she is, then they can hang out for a little bit and you guys can come home. Yeah, you just go and there's a little ticket booth and you can buy tickets. I know. Yeah, well. Okay, sorry, Jeff.
That's okay.
My daughter, I don't know if you can edit this later and cut that out.
Yeah,
okay.
No problem. No problem.
There's the New Melly Fair down the road. It's a little city fair with carnival rides that's going on that starts tonight. And my daughter, who's 9, is begging my wife to take her. So I had to have a conversation about going about where they're going to be if I get off of this interview and can't find them.
Gotcha.
Where they're going to be.
So that sounds like fun. Back to the tournament. And so people allowed to play as late as a game will go? Or is there a cutoff on that?
No. One of the things that we've gone to is we've gone to a Friday at noon, played 2 scenarios on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. It used to be a 1-3-1 tournament. And that was just, I don't know how we did it, to be honest. We had to pick, Doug had a challenge on finding short little scenarios that you could, you maybe a medium-sized one in the morning, a tiny little one in the middle of the day, and then another longer one in the evening. And getting 3 in a day was brutal. And anymore, people can take a day off, so they come down, instead of coming down Friday, getting there and trying to get a scenario in, you just come. A lot of people come in Thursday night, and as soon as the room's open, they get playing. And so we do have cutoffs for the first round. When one round is done, you got to be done so I can start the next round.
Yeah.
But Friday night, you can play as late as you want, and there's inevitably somebody's in there till 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm in there with them.
Are you?
Yeah, because I've got to get the results so I can enter it into the computer and get the next round going, and it's posted before I go to bed. And the same on Saturday night. And both nights we had different groups of people in there till late. And usually I've got a bunch of other guys in there. We're all drinking and playing and doing something until at least 1:30. So another little bit doesn't hurt too bad.
Yeah. It sounds like a much nicer layout. Because I used to hear stories about those 3 scenarios on a Saturday, and how guys would just be wiped out after that.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah.
If you're not in shape, if you don't have those very powerful muscles that allow you to sit for 14 hours at a time.
Or it's just fatigue. Again, and as I'm getting older, I don't have that kind of stamina to be able to do that type of thing.
Yeah.
Plus, from a tournament director standpoint, and I've only had to adjudicate a few games, but there's been times when this round should have been over 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and you've still got 2 or 3 games going on, and I don't want to adjudicate. So I'm like, okay, guys, let's wrap it up. Somebody pick a winner or something, and there's very little of that anymore.
Yeah.
If any. So.
Oh, good.
We really enjoy the new format, and the fact that people get in and they get going. And for my tournament, I don't assign first round matchups. You come in, you find somebody you want to play. It's and if you need help finding somebody, then hey, you're not playing A person, play B person. Here you go. You guys aren't matched up. You'll go ahead and get a game going, and it really works out because you end up with people that want to play each other that, like, hey, I'm going to grab you first round because I don't get a chance to play you typically, or people that don't have that wouldn't play each other normally, may get to play each other first round. But then after that, the computer takes over and assigns points and ranks people and plots them out on them.
Well, I'm glad it turned out so well. So what's next on your plans for the rest of the year for ASL? Have you got anything coming up that you're looking forward to, new products or other tournaments you're going to? Have you got any plans to go any or?
No, I
at this
don't
point
have it. Yeah, nothing planned for me. I'm playing a couple Vassal games, play by email, which works well for my schedule. Somebody will send me I've got the logs that I need to go through maybe tonight or tomorrow. But I can sit down, and if I want to look up a rule, it does, not taking anybody's time, and play by email is only for certain people. But I'll step through the vassal, what do you call it, the log.
Right.
The log file.
Yeah.
And and send the log file back to them, and go on that way. Nothing ASL related other than just a little ASL here or there where I can get it. I may get together with Doug Kirk and Wes Vaughn a little later in the fall. Usually we try to get together and have a big weekend where we all play ASL, either down at Wes's or sometimes we come up here, but usually it's down at Wes's. We'll take the weekend and go down and play all weekend.
Is there something in particular that you're looking forward to playing? A scenario or something new that's come out you haven't had a chance to dig into yet?
Well, I'll tell you what I really like is I like George Kellen's campaign games, the Lone Canuck stuff out of that he produces. I've played a couple of those. Those are quite enjoyable, the ones that I've played. I like his campaign set of rules. They seem very easy and straightforward on how you do the refit phase and draw the battle lines and all of that. The Königsberg one looks good. The Dinant that came out with the French.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks good. But if I play something like that, I'd probably play with Vassal, especially for a map that you have to keep set up and all of that.
Right.
Vassal is good for that. Other than that, I still haven't punched all my French counters out. I got the French module, and it's still sitting there unpunched. Just a matter of finding time to get it all done.
We're all running into that time thing. It's really, if only we had a time machine.
I know.
I'm working on it. Building it over here in my lab.
Yeah. Well, let me know how that works for you.
I will. And I appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us. I'll speak for Dave talking with us and letting us know. I'm so glad the tournament turned out well, and I think everybody's going to be sort of living vicariously through the good time that was had by everybody there. And hopefully next year things will be back to normal, and we'll all be tournamenting and sitting in front of each other and laughing and drinking beer.
Yeah, cross my fingers.
Yeah.
I agree. I hope it does get back to the point where we're able to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you guys need to make it down 1 year.
We are going to do it. We were going to be there. No, we weren't. We didn't actually have plans to go this year, but we are definitely going to do that. There's no question about that. We hear so many good things about it. So
well, I've talked to Dave, and he's mentioned that he wants to make it down. So hopefully it'll work out for you guys, because we'd love to have you down.
That would be great. All right. Well, I hope you and yours stay safe, and thanks again for talking to us, and we'll look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.
That was Mr. Jim Burris. Good to talk to him.
Indeed.
Sorry you couldn't be there.
And he's a great player, too. I remember playing, he really knows his stuff. I was playing someone at one of the ASL Opens, must have been, and he sat with us and kibitzed, and he's like, I'm sorry, do you guys mind if I say things? I'm like, no, I'm enjoying learning these little rule twists that I have forgotten over the years, and that's what a tournament is absolutely for, to learn from players. We're going to have a lot of stuff to give away, aren't we, Jeff?
Oh, we do. What have you got? How should we do this next bit?
I'm thinking we could announce maybe a contest next show, but what if I got into our Twitter account, people in there kind of do a thing where like retweet, and then I don't know how they work it, but I'll figure it out. They draw randomly from whoever retweets it, or we can just tweet out, hey, anyone interested in these broken ground design counters, sniper counters? What do you think, Jeff? Just reply.
I think so. Yeah. Let's just do a reply, and then we'll.
Yeah, and then we'll roll a die out of there.
Yeah.
And send it off. We also wanted to get something to our Patreon supporters.
Oh, right.
So we'll do a similar thing maybe on the air.
Yeah, and maybe we should we could do something separate for people on Facebook and something separate for people on Game Squad, like that.
For Patreon and Twitter, yep.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all we got for this show.
That's all we got.
So remember, everybody, roll low.
And rally very, very well. Very well. Very well indeed.
Well.
But not when you're playing us.
us.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Bye.